welcome. This is Erica Glessing. You're joining me for the Erica Glessing Show, where you receive 8 minutes of inspiration from lightworkers all over the world. And my next guest actually is going to take us with her to Uganda. We're going to go to Africa with Megan Walrod, and it's very exciting. And she's been working on a project, and I really did get to kind of play with her at the beginning of this project. So it's just thrilling to me that it's now in completion and in hand. So welcome, Megan. How are you?
I am so happy to be here, Erica. Thank you so much. And I'm delighted to be holding our book in my hands as we speak. It's been such an adventure.
So it's called We Have Something to Say, True Stories from Adolescent Girls Growing Up in the Slums of Kampala. So maybe let's back up a little bit. Like, what even caused you to want to create this book?
So before the idea of this book was even the calling to go to Uganda, if it would be all right if I shared that, even that backstory.
Oh yeah, anything you like, babe.
So when my mom died in July 2016, in the grief that I was in following, both honoring her passage was a transformation for her and for me. I started asking the universe, what is mine to contribute? Like, there are just all these questions about life. Like, this life comes to a certain kind of end. I will leave my body one day. What's mine to contribute? So I started to engage in this conversation with the universe, and I started to follow the breadcrumbs, and I kept seeing myself on the other side of the world, engaged in daily activities with brown-skinned women and children, and I wasn't sure what it was going to be. So I kept asking and listening and asking and listening. And long story short, that led to me volunteering with a nonprofit located in the capital city of Uganda, so Kampala. So I ended up going there to be of support to them with their empowerment programs for adolescent girls. And when I started to talk with these adolescent girls, in fact, one of the first girls I started to talk with, her name was Catherine. We're sitting outside on this wooden bench. It's like this super hot afternoon, like sweat's pouring down my brow. And she's telling me about her experience in this program and about how one day she wants to write a book and she wants to be the voice for the voiceless. And that was exactly what I'd written in my journal before traveling to Uganda. Like, I get to be a voice for the voiceless. And so that ignited in me this question of, how can I shine a spotlight on the great work that Girl Up Initiative Uganda is doing with these girls, and even more so on these girls and what they're choosing as they're growing up facing poverty and inequality. They're daring to speak up and speak out.
You know, one of the things that I like to hear is, like, it really kind of takes me back to, we get an inspiration, and then sometimes there's this like, why me? Or am I good enough? Or I don't mean that, are you good enough, Megan? I mean, like, we get this inspiration, it's kind of bigger than us. What can you tell our entrepreneurs who are listening to, like, take that step? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of courage was that? Tell us a little bit about just that. How do we get that courage to do the thing?
To do the thing, absolutely. So for me, it was two things. One was, and I love that you're asking this question. One was when I felt that calling to go to Africa, for example, it seemed completely, like, outrageously irrational. Like, why would I go to Africa? It's a calling. And yet, because it felt like something that was bigger than me, like my infinite higher self, the universe communicating to me this calling, it was an invitation to me to trust the universe, trust myself, trust my future self, and it became inevitable. And that sense of inevitability supported me in shifting every time I go to, I can't, like, I don't have the money to go to Africa. Instead of falling into that disempowered, I can't, I would say, all right, universe, show me. How's money going to, I wonder how the money's going to show up for this trip.
Right. And, you know, I love that because, and as you looked at doing a very ambitious book, your book is very ambitious. Tell us a little bit, like, about its scope, like, how long is it? How many girls contributed to it? Give us just a little bit of, like, the 411 about it.
Sure. So this book features 16 girls, adolescent girls ranging in ages from 10 to 15 who are growing up in the slums, and they're in the Girl Up programs. And one of the other ways, by the way, as far as turning an idea into reality, is get a team, like get support. Like this book was totally a team project, from the amazing coaches, Gloria and Marion and Emma on the Girl Up team, to Kim and Monica, the co-founders of this, to Connie Viveros, who supported like Book Angel. It was a team, plus these girls like collecting their stories. And so the 411 on this is that there's 16 short stories that just drop you into these girls' worlds, give you a taste of what are the challenges they're facing as adolescent girls in the slums. We talk, and you also get to see images of them, like beautiful, beautiful pictures of them. So, a picture's worth 1,000 words. We've got their stories, images, plus we did a dream ceremony with 200 of the girls that were gathered for a training, and invited them to dare into dreaming what they desire to be in the future. So that some of their dreams are included in here too, plus the stories of the co-founders. So
tell me how we can find the book, get the book, and support Girl Up Uganda.
Sure. So our book is actually on Amazon. So I'll give you a link. And if you go to Amazon and look up, again, the book is called We Have Something to Say, True Stories from Adolescent Girls Growing Up in the Slums of Kampala. And if it helps, I created a mini link. It's tinyurl.com/Girl Up Book.
I'll put that right on the website for you.
Great. Yeah. And all proceeds from the book go to the girls in the Adolescent Girls Program. So it's a direct investment in their empowerment.
I love it.
We're so grateful for that. Yes.
Thank you for coming. It was so great having you, Megan.
Thank you for having me, Erica.